Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and today we're looking at a new wireless CarPlay adapter from Ottocast, which has brought me improved boot up times, so keep watching for my review. So I've covered a number of well-known wireless CarPlay dongles, yet there are still a few out there that I've not yet been able to review on this channel, such as this wireless CarPlay dongle for existing wired CarPlay systems from Ottocast. This dongle is an updated version of their existing wireless CarPlay dongle with a new case design and a red coloured user interface that some of you might have seen on some other dongle brands. It's unknown if the chipset inside is any better, but from my tests I have already seen faster boot up times than all the other dongles that I have tested. The benefits of using a wireless CarPlay dongle such as this is that there are no cords to think about when connecting to your iPhone. It future-proofs your CarPlay system should Apple decide to remove any of the charging ports from any of their future iPhones. It also allows you to keep your iPhone stowed in your pocket or bag, or in a location where you don't have to run cables to it or use long cables to reach it. And finally, there is the convenience of having your iPhone just generally automatically connect to your CarPlay system as soon as you get in the car. There is always the argument of using wireless CarPlay and just general charging, but for short journeys, as long as your iPhone is mostly charged, it has not been much of an issue to me, and you can always use a wireless charger for charging your iPhone on those longer journeys. In the box you get the wireless CarPlay dongle itself, a USB-A to USB-C cable that you plug into the USB port in your vehicle, and there's a small paper manual that contains all the information you need to help you install the dongle and also how to upgrade it. The dongle also comes with a 2-year warranty for your peace of mind too. Comparing its size and features to other wireless dongles I reviewed on this channel, its size is pretty close to the CarPlay dongle, and it's just a little bit bigger than the CarPlay to Air dongle. Unlike the CarPlay to Air though, its power cable is detachable, which means that you can replace it with a much longer one should you need to, or if its cable becomes faulty or damaged, the dongle itself doesn't become totally worthless. Like other dongles I've covered, there is a female USB-A port on the other end of the dongle. This port can be used for pass-through power to a connected USB cable for charging your phone or any other device without removing the dongle from the same USB port. Ottocast don't advise this port for charging, but it is possible to do so. They say this port is only used for updating, although until March this was only done over the air. Alright, that's most of the features covered for this dongle. So let's now jump in the car and see how well this wireless dongle performs when connected to my CarPlay system. So we've got the Alpine unit here, and we're going to plug in the Ottocast wireless adapter, and we're going to do it for the very first time, so we're going to see and experience everything for the first time in terms of speeds and just generally performance. So we're going to plug this USB-A end into the CarPlay USB port in the car. I'm going to plug it in now. Right, about 11 seconds in and we're already into the boot screen, which is quite nice. We now need to pair it with the phone. So basically told to go into our Bluetooth menu and then look for the same name that shows up in here. Here it is here. So we select that. And we're probably going to get lots of prompts now. So we want to use it for CarPlay. And then we're in. And that is a very quick boot. So now that's all set up, the general navigation is going to be just the same as anything else. But we're going to Spotify. Let's get some music playing. So it's about 2 seconds audio, which is nice. I don't know if you can change it yet in an admin or not, but that is playing very well. I'm curious about the boot time because that felt quite quick. So I'm going to disconnect the USB. And now this run is going to be literally booting the dongle, and then it's going to boot the phone into CarPlay without me interacting with it. So this is going to be the true test of when you come in and out of the car every time you want to fire up wireless CarPlay. So I'm going to insert the dongle now. Wow, so that's about 14 seconds counting in my head. I'll have the timestamp here that was going to tell you the right time. That's very impressive because most other dongles are twice as long for that. Performance, I'm going to have to wait and see, do a couple of tests, a couple of drives, just to test the various speed of everything. This is just a wireless adapter. It's only going to do wireless, not going to do anything like the MMB Plus with Android support or USB media or YouTube streaming. This is purely the old school version of the dongle. So that's with the car running. So I'm going to turn the ignition off. Let's start it up now. So this is with the system boot, then the dongle boot, and then CarPlay Connect. Okay, that's then generally a lot quicker than most of my other dongles that I've tried. So that's very, very positive. I'm now thinking this is going to be my go-to CarPlay, wireless CarPlay dongle now. I'm curious about the boot menu. So let's disconnect CarPlay. I'm going to turn Bluetooth off. And then I'm going to pull the dongle out. And I'm going to connect it again. So with that Bluetooth on, it can't do the handshake, so it can't pair and connect me to wireless CarPlay. So it's going to sit on this screen now, hopefully. I'm going to go back. That takes us back to the system menu. This is a reminder of the Bluetooth ID. We're generally going to get a selection of iPhones to connect to. So that's cool. Cancel that. Here we've got, I don't know what these do. Let's go to settings. So we've got a playlist we can clear. Save log to save anything like sort of debug, I guess. Language is English, which you can hopefully probably toggle. Software version, auto connect, which is what we want. This is quite handy if you've got multiple devices and you want to make sure you select the right one when you're in the car. You can turn that off, and then it's going to have you that menu sitting there, and then you can choose which device to connect to. So that's really, really nice. That's not on the other dongles. Let's see what that QR code does or goes to. I'm assuming it's going to be the settings. So we're going to fire up our camera and check out this. Did not find anything. So I think what that does, that just copies out this CMID. Not quite sure what that is. Probably the idea of the actual dongle itself, if you want to go and contact support or things like that. Let's get this repaired again. So I'm gonna leave it as is there. These don't do anything again. That looks like a RSS feed, which is a bit wrong. But I'll leave that there. Gonna connect to Bluetooth again. And then we're gonna connect to the ID there. We're connected. And we're in. And then audio plays quite quickly as well. Right, so with the dongle connected, let's just see if it needs an update. 50.2 usually. 192.168.50.2. It's the latest version, so the currently one I'm running here is 2021 03 06 1355. You can check for updates again if you need to, which is probably just going to refresh the page. Settings, we've got normal and compatible options, DVD sound quality, media delay, that's standard. We could reduce that to reduce the lag slightly, but 1 to 2 seconds is fine. Startup delay in seconds, that's fine, so that's cool if you've got a car system that struggles with the dongle initializing, you can set a delay there. Frame rate, automatic connect, background mode, GPS, and we can also roll back the updates. So that's really, really cool over the other dongle settings, although I believe the CarLinkit and subsidiary OEMs of that chip set has some new settings. But I'm going to leave everything as is. I think it all works quite well. Maybe we would reduce that from 1,000 down to 500. That's been set. Yeah, still about 1-2 seconds difference in the audio switching, but I think that's totally fine and acceptable. Boot up time for me though is absolute game changer for my system anyway, because my system usually takes about 35-40 seconds to actually get into CarPlay. This is doing it in half that time, so that's really, really nice. So that is the Ottocast wireless adapter. You don't really get anything else in the box. It just does wireless CarPlay, nothing else. Let's go back to the studio and wrap up my impressions. Alright, so we're back in the studio to summarise my overall thoughts of this wireless dongle from Ottocast. You saw how much faster this dongle can boot into CarPlay, and for me that's a total game changer. When you compare the boot time of the other dongles I've reviewed on this channel, their boot time was almost twice as long as this dongle from Ottocast. With that said though, I have been able to have longer boot up times, up to nearly 50 seconds, rather than the 21 or 23 that I've discovered earlier. But it just shows you that there is potential of having a faster boot time from this dongle, and it just comes down to whether you're doing a cold boot or your system is already booted and this dongle, it just has to do the connection. You also have to bear in mind what your iPhone is doing at the current time and whether you've got too many CarPlay profiles currently on your device. So by whittling them down, that might speed things up, and just generally your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections to and from the dongle and your phone itself can also reduce or increase the amount of time it takes for the boot up to happen. So that's why everything is always quite variable, but it just shows you that I can get this booted up from at least 20 to 22 seconds, and I've never been able to get that from any other dongles that I've tried so far. They normally boot at least at minimum of around 30 seconds for me, so that's already a big improvement. I found the performance and stability have been good so far, although I do still need to see how well this dongle performs during a long drive. It hasn't randomly crashed on me yet, as much as other dongles have done, and you saw me check the dongle for updates, and that just shows you that it's already on the latest firmware. This build performed very well for around 1 to 2 seconds audio delay, with the dongle's audio delay setting between 500 and also tried 1,000. I tried connecting the dongle's USB-A port to my iPhone via the lightning cable and also onto my wireless magnetic charger. Sadly, doing either of these managed to overload the dongle and it wouldn't reboot on me. But this is just like many other dongles that I've tried too. I was able to continue after the reboot with my phone continuously charging, but the dongle just wouldn't boot unless my wireless charger was disconnected. After some use, the dongle can run pretty warm, but that's no different to most other dongles. Steering wheel controls were also working fine for me, both previous and next buttons, and also enabling Siri via the Call Accept button also worked just fine. I wasn't able to hold these buttons down for fast forwarding or rewinding through tracks, but this is just a common issue found with other dongles as well. Siri worked just as fine both in dictation and playback. Calls made over wireless dongles seemed decent without any noticeable lag, but I wasn't really making any long calls with it to really test that out. I was able to play system audio such as listening to an FM or DAB radio alongside wireless CarPlay apps with navigation directions cutting into the audio feed from the system without any issues. Turn-by-turn prompts had no delay to them, and on-screen navigation was fast, and it felt just as like it was connected wired. This Ottocast wireless dongle retails for around $129 from Amazon with fast prime delivery, and you can check out all my links in the description below with updated prices. Out of all the wireless CarPlay dongles I've reviewed on this channel, which just offer wireless CarPlay, the speed increase alone justifies recommending this dongle over some of the other wireless dongles that I've covered. There is an earlier version of this dongle, so you have to bear in mind, just take note of the casing design. But with its boot up speed, custom options in the menu to easily swap between connecting devices, and also set delays for your system, there is a lot of important features here to justify the general increased price over some of the other cheaper wireless CarPlay dongles that are out there. So if you're looking for an upgrade to your current dongle, or you're just about to buy one, I would definitely put this dongle from Ottocast on your radar. If you want to know if this dongle is compatible with your vehicle, please do visit their website in the link that I've described down below, and you can check out their compatibility list and to see if this dongle works with your vehicle. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, please leave us a like and let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about this wireless CarPlay dongle from Ottocast. You can catch all my other CarPlay dongle reviews in this playlist here. Hit the subscribe button down below to catch all my future content, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.